Alrighty, good evening everyone. Hello and thank you for tuning in. It's right, it is Tuesday evening, 7:50 Central Time on this wonderful February 4th. Thank you all for tuning in. Of course, yes, you know what time it is. It's time for Let's Talk Football. And this is the Roundtable. We meet here every Tuesday around this time, and we're just grateful to be here. We're having a good time already. You should have seen us talking before the show went on, as always. Always a good time. But yes, I'm Nick Rosario. Here to stir this little ship that we have here. And of course, I'm never alone. I have my trusty co-hosts here who are always ready to bring you the funny and bring you the football. So let's get it going. Anthony Handy, how are you this fine Tuesday, sir?
I'm doing well, sir. That's quite the feat to stir a show. Are you steering the bowl and stirring the show? Did I miss that?
Yeah, well, sometimes I have, mouth. I didn't say the right word and it sounded different, so I don't know what happened there. But yes, you steer a ship, you don't steer it. This isn't James Bond, shaken, not stirred, whatever. But yeah, I messed that up. Thank you for pointing it out. And we're only about 2 minutes into the show. Thanks. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot.
It's just stirring the pot.
Yes, I know. That's what I said. Thanks a lot, man.
I thought you were supposed to smoke the pot.
Yeah. Well, I think you can smoke in the pot, right? Exactly.
Okay. I'm just making sure I have all my verbs in the right place. But
sure, absolutely, yes.
Crazy day at work. You know how it goes. You see what time I logged on. So
yes,
but it's great to see you guys. And as always, it is very good. I'm very happy to be here. And also.
No, we're not doing that again. Now, believe me. We know what school you root for and all that good stuff.
That didn't have nothing to do with. I was reaching back to. I couldn't remember the name of Wakanda, and I forgot. So I was trying to pull it.
Oh, I see.
I have this thing. I have this thing I do now when I can't remember something. I tap my head, and I did that at work yesterday, and I was talking to one of my coworkers who happens to be in the same families. If you follow what I'm saying, and she just started laughing at me, and I said, I said, yeah, I know. I don't even have anything up here to pat. And she fell out of her chair laughing, so it is what that is.
She fell out of her chair laughing because she looked at you? Is that why she fell out of her chair
laughing? Okay, I'm sorry. This is for those of you that don't understand. When African-American women, remember the hairdos in the 90s, the salt and pepper and all that stuff, it required a lot of gel.
Sure.
But if the scalp itches, you can't just scratch it because you mess up so that's why they pat their hair.
Right. No, I've seen it. Believe me, I have seen that many a time.
The more you know. Until we meet again, remember. Okay, now I'm done.
Oh, no, that's okay. No, hey, this is why we're here. Like, we enjoy, this is why we do this. This is absolutely. And since she's already laughing, Tina, how are you doing on this fine Tuesday?
I'm doing good.
See, look, there you go. She's already got her going, and we're 4 minutes in. Woohoo!
As always. I'm good.
All right, very good.
Same old.
Okay.
Like I said earlier. 4 days till vacation. So, woohoo!
Yes, Tina's very excited. 4 days till Spain, and the rain in Spain falls mainly on the plane. So we'll find out if that's true or not. Delilah, how are you doing? Delilah's like, why do I work with you people?
Oh, it's funny. I'm all right.
I'm all right. I love it. Yes. Anthony, why do you have your hand up already? Go ahead, Delilah. Keep going.
But I feel like I walked through the looking glass and I just don't know anymore. So,
I guess that's fair, right?
Get you in the fields.
I'm alive, and I've just, whatever.
Well, we're glad that you are, and we appreciate that you're here. So that's good. We understand. Thank you, though. We appreciate that. Handy, what you had your finger up there, sir?
I promised that because I work in education,
Yes.
and they want to get rid of the Department of Education. So.
Yeah.
I got
Yay.
you. Yeah. He goes, yeah. Oh man, that's definitely a whole other show that we could do. Handy, what is it? I saw the finger go up.
I was just gonna ask. I thought if the rain is falling in Spain, wouldn't it mainly fall on Spain and not on just the plane?
Yeah,
I'm just making sure I got my geography right.
Oh, I'm not sure what happened there. Poor Handy had to go away for a minute. I'm
He
not
got
sure.
the hook again.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there. A little technical difficulty. We apologize. We hope to get Anthony back on very shortly. But apparently he just had to go away for a sec. Oh, look, he's back magically. There he is. How you doing, Andy? All right.
Hey, Sean Spencer, if you're watching, Nick has been watching you way too much. He's getting too good at that crap.
No, not I, said the fly. All right. Well, again, as you know, there is a big game coming up this Sunday, right? And we've decided to have a few people join us today to discuss said game that is on Sunday that everybody is looking forward to seeing. So let's get to our guests. This first gentleman is the creator of North Sports Dynasty. He is from the great country of Canada, and we welcome here to our program this evening Mr. Andrew Faubert. Andrew, how are you, sir?
Hi, everybody. I'm from Canada. How are we doing tonight?
We're pretty good. How about yourself?
Hey.
Oh God!
Oh,
God! I like to think of you guys as the 12th province, if you really think about it.
There it is, right there. It is. See, we can work this out. We
I'd rather be the 12th province.
Can't we all just get along? No, but anyway. But how are you?
No, if you're gonna do it, you gotta. If you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. Can't we all just get along?
Well,
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad to be on. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Glad to talk some Super Bowl and some football just in general.
Yeah, for sure. Well, we're glad that you could join us, but you're not the only one joining us. Let's get to our next guest. Now, this gentleman you can find on his show, Have At It. You can find it on his Facebook group, Ben Zone, and also on his YouTube channel, Ben Cornett 9015. Here is, all the way from Lost Wages, Ben Cornett. Hello, Ben. How are you, sir?
Well, good evening, Nick, everybody, ladies.
And he meant you, Handy, when he said ladies, so there you go.
Yes, of course. I love that. I always love that comment when you pop on.
It says hello, ladies, and no mention of anything else. So it's hello, ladies, and it's just the four of us. So
he's got that side business and stuff. And Marty works for him. But Marty and Alex work for him.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Wait, I'm sorry. What?
See what I mean? Exactly.
Cash only. It's cash only business. Cash in, cash out.
Let's get on the details in the private chats.
There you go. Right, the private chat is buzzing already with yeah. There it is. All right. Oh my God. How are you, Ben? How's it going?
Thank you.
Yes.
Good.
Oh, we're glad to have you, sir. We're glad to have you. Thank you for joining us. And right now we do have one more guest. We're going to bring this gentleman on. You can find him every Wednesday with Sean Spencer on Washington Football Weekly. And, well, what else can we say about Will? He's from, I think he lives in South Carolina, I believe. So he's a Southern man, but we love him anyways, right? We're just kidding. Here you go. Here, Will Kramer, ladies and gentlemen. Will, thank you for joining us. How you doing, brother?
Hey, man, it was sunny and 75 today. So, you know what? We've had it's a beautiful day in South Carolina, and we are very much enjoying it. But so glad to be with you. I do have to say, Nick, you mentioned we're so excited to talk about this game. I guess my only question is, are we excited about Sunday?
Okay. So here's how it goes. Because, we all know this is a repeat of the Super Bowl from 2 years ago. Nobody was truly excited when any poll that I saw that said, hey, who would you like to see in the Super Bowl? This was definitely the matchup that most people didn't want to see. But here we are. And we are a football program, so I figured, let's talk about it. We'll see where it goes. But, yeah, obviously this is something that nobody truly wanted to see. It is what it is. The rematch, again, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes. This time, a little bit different, though, because I feel like, and I'm sure you guys do too, Philadelphia has a better chance given that their running back is having a superior year to anything that anybody else has had in that sense. I mean, the guy is on fire. I don't know what else you could say. 2,000-yard rusher total for this year. I mean, the guy is, 360-yard runs in the playoffs alone for touchdowns? I mean, that's incredible in itself. So, I mean, yeah. I mean, let's talk about it. Let's get into it. As we all know, again, the big game is this Sunday, Super Bowl, or as Gronkowski said it, Super Bowl licks, or 59, as the rest of us know it by, the Philadelphia Eagles versus the
I'm
Kansas.
special.
Yes, we know. Gronkowski, I think, plays that pretty well. But anywho, Philadelphia Eagles, Kansas City Chiefs this Sunday. Again, rematch of 2 years ago. We've all seen this before, but again, it could be a little bit different this year. It could be. So what we're going to do, I got a few questions I want to ask you guys about this game in particular. So we'll go around the horn. We'll start with our guests. So Ben, on my screen, you're down on the bottom. So we're going to go with you first. Question number one, sir. Who do you feel could be the MVP of this particular Super Bowl this year, Ben? What do you think? What do you say? What do you know?
Well, it's probably going to be Taylor Swift.
It very well could be at this point, but go ahead. Yeah.
I will say this: a lot of Super Bowls, maybe not recent ones, but a lot of them have that one player that you don't really hear about that always comes up with a big game that can make a big play, either offensively or defensively. So I would say the MVP could be somebody like an Xavier Worthy, somebody like that who can come up with some big catches. Maybe if it's Philadelphia, I could say maybe a Jalen Carter.
Defense.
Defensively, he's been a beast this postseason. Just destroying offensive lines, and so I'm looking for somebody like that, somebody that's not the high-profile guy, but somebody that could make an impact, that you would least expect.
All right, that's fair. I mean, I do like that answer because, again, yes, we know where. If you guys see the private jet,
put them again.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Anthony. Are you having technical difficulties? I think you are. But anyways, sorry, Anthony. We'll get you back in a moment. He's killing me today. He's killing me. I tell you. You should see the private chat, ladies and gentlemen. That's why. But anyways, Andrew, how about you, sir? We'll go to you next. Oh, Andy, thanks for coming back. Who do you think could be the MVP of this game, Andrew?
Besides the typical quarterbacks, I mean, the betting favorite obviously right now is Patrick Mahomes. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley is right behind him. I think Patrick, the last time I saw it, was sitting at around plus 115, plus 120. Saquon was plus 250. Everybody after that just kind of, you go quarterback to targets and everything. I personally would start looking kind of like what Ben was saying. I'd start looking at the defensive side of what the team who would possibly win the Super Bowl would do. And I'm looking at the Chiefs defense, and I'm looking at Snead, the guy on the corner there.
Yeah.
I believe it's Snead. And he has this opportunity. If he picks one off from A.J. Brown, if he just shuts down Devontae Smith, if he forces a turnover at the right time, I mean, we're looking at another Dexter Jackson for 2002 when he came out of nowhere and shined. There's been a couple other players the last couple of years where out of nowhere they're like, why is this guy winning Super Bowl MVP? So betting favorite, I would still lean towards Patrick Mahomes or the Saquon Barkley. I would probably lean there. But if I was going to put a little bit of money somewhere else just because of the odds, I would go Willie Snead probably on the Chiefs.
All right. Sounds good. Defense. Everybody loves defense, right? Will, how about you, buddy? What are you thinking up there in the corner?
Yeah, I mean, it's so easy to say Saquon because of just what his season has been. I think if it comes on offense, it's going to be Jalen Hurts. I think it shows that he is going to be a game manager, and with his running ability, I could very well see him running a touchdown or two in himself, along with getting a touchdown or two. But the obscure defensive player that I think is going to be the MVP is Cooper DeJean.
Okay. All right, that's where you want. Okay, no, that's fine. That's definitely a dark horse, I would think. But again, those strangers. I mean, everybody remembers Larry Allen on the Cowboys the one year, right? Like, where'd he come from? So
well,
I mean,
it goes to its storylines.
No one was happy about that, if I remember correctly.
no, but I'm just right. But I'm just saying, one of those things where here's this defensive player who comes out of nowhere, has 2 interceptions in the game, and they give him the MVP. So I mean, yeah,
Larry Brown, not
Brown. Sorry, Larry.
Allen.
My bad.
No, but
Thank you for
Yeah,
correcting
I'll
me.
say
Right,
Larry Allen. How is an
I'm sorry,
offensive
Larry.
guard
Right,
getting
Larry Brown. I'm
MVP?
sorry. My bad.
No, but still,
No,
I think.
No, but yeah. But
people
go
were
ahead, Bill.
like, what do
Sorry.
you
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, the storylines behind you don't see white quarterbacks out there, and the what the NFL can go and do with that, and they've already been doing a whole bit about him and the safety. I think it's Blankenship and the camaraderie they have. So I just think there's a huge storyline, and if you want to be a conspiracy theorist, that's where I'm kind of going with it.
Hey, believe me, everybody's already talking about the script for this game. So hey, let's go as deep as you want to go, my friend.
Right?
I think we all know how this could end up. So yeah, next week when we're doing the recap, we might go back to you, Will, and be like, hey, remember what Will said last week? Right, you heard it here first. That's correct. Handy, how about you? MVP of the game? Got any thoughts on that, sir?
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
He's going to come out. He's going to come right out the gate with mustard. He's going to go straight into Not Like Us. He's going to look in the camera, and he's going to say BBL Drizzy. He's going to drop the mic, lights fade to black. End the story. Drake retires from hip hop forever.
Oh, you promised.
Go ahead, Andrew. Yeah.
I have a question on that, and this is just me strictly being a very, very avid gambler here, and I need as many other people's opinion. 2 questions. 1, is he playing Not Like Us?
Don't know, but I think he'd be. He just won 5 Grammys on Sunday night.
I know.
I think he's going to.
I know. So that's my question. I agree that I do think he's playing Not Like Us, and anybody who knows gambling, I can get it for plus 190 right now. That's ridiculous. The second question, though,
okay,
what's the name of a certain person in that song?
I haven't heard the whole song.
The Drake.
Well, yeah.
Drake. Is he gonna say his name?
No.
Nah, he won't give him. He won't give him that.
He won't.
Okay.
He won't do that. No.
Because that's also
prop bet. That's another prop bet.
Yeah, and Kim, my fiance, is all over that. She's like, he's playing Not Like Us, and he's saying Drake. Everyone will chant Drake.
No.
Well, yeah.
No, because
don't do it for him.
You know why? Because of the lawsuit. So he's just gonna make him feel like an idiot because he's smarter than Drake.
That I agree.
Yeah,
that's probably true.
I don't. But to answer your question, I was sincerely thinking, and I know it's the easy one to go with, but I think that Saquon is gonna. I think Saquon is. If you thought you saw Saquon ball out, you haven't seen squat yet. Super Bowl. This is a vindication for him coming from where he came from with what was going on in New York. He's had an incredible season. Even though he doesn't say it, I know there's a part of him that's like, damn it, I could have got the single season rushing record. I think Saquon is going to run up and down that damn field all night long. Now, I will say this. My second vote, I like what was that you said, Will? Was it Willie Snead? Why does that remind me of one of them old brothers that sits in the barbershop all day, just with the hat on, with the pork pie hat, just talking smack with the barbers, arguing about who knows Martin Luther King and all of that? Like that's and you lying. You ain't never met Martin Luther King. Knock the wind out. I mean, yes, he did. That's what comes to mind. That's just being from the South. That is right spot on for guys got to be 65, 70, been married to the same woman 50 some odd years. They got married when they were sophomores in high school. They were sweethearts. They got married right after high school. He's been working the same job his entire life, and now he ain't got nothing to do but go sit at the barbershop all day and talk smack.
I see.
But
are you saying that's going to be you in about another 10 years there, Handy? Is that where that's going?
Hell, the way this economy is, I'm going to have to work till I drop, my friend. Unless unless one of them little papers with the 6 numbers on it hit, or some of my portfolio goes extreme north and continues to go extreme north. I might have to work till I drop. I'm going to be on here at 90 talking about, I remember. Then I'll be on here with a bunch of other people, and we all still here. I'll be on here with y'all talking about, Jalen Smith, that boy went to school somewhere, but I really won't know where he went. Somebody tell me where he went. I can't remember.
No. Yeah, exactly. All right, Delilah, how about you? What do you think? MVP of this game?
It's either going to be Jalen Hurts or Saquon Barkley if the Eagles win the Super Bowl. That's the caveat, right? But
sure.
I understand about the defensive players, but I just feel like with the pressure and even though not everybody's watching the game, but still, like you said, it's a repeat game.
Yeah.
Eagles lost, so they win this time. Also, Saquon, right? His revenge against New York, who just dropped him, and so that would be a nice icing on the cake for him, though, right? If the Eagles win the Super Bowl, and then he gets Super Bowl MVP. But that's how I see it. Like if the Eagles win, it'll either go to Jalen or Saquon.
Okay, very good. Tina, how about you?
The refs, both sides.
The refs on both sides, huh?
Because the Eagles can thank the refs if they win, and the Chiefs can thank the refs for getting them in the game. Now, all seriousness.
Sure. Well, sure. We'll take us. Well, Siri, you want to be serious now? This show? Come on. Well, go ahead.
It's Saquon if they win, because Saquon is the piece that has put them over the top.
Okay.
It's gonna be Mahomes if he gets it. Let's just be honest. Repeat quarterback. Mr. 100%. I'm the new Tom Brady of the league. It's gonna happen to him. So I would like to see if it does happen and McDuffie and crew shut down the Eagles. I'd like to see McDuffie get it, but it's not gonna. I don't think that'll happen. So.
See, I'm kind of like of the dark horse.
McDuffie's a stud. I like him.
Yes.
Believe me,
McDuffie, not
I know.
Sweet. My apologies.
Yeah, that's okay. No,
Couple Super Bowls.
Yeah, coach.
Yeah. His old teammate. Yeah.
But I like the dark horse thing too. Like to me, like you said, you like it when it's somebody who you don't expect, who comes out of nowhere, has a great game. So for the Eagles, I'm going to go with Dallas Goedert because I just feel like he's going to be the guy. You're going to go on AJ Brown. You're going to cover Devontae Smith. I'm sure you're going to do your best to do that. Again, you have to do something to stop Saquon so he doesn't run all over you. So as far as the Eagles, if the Eagles happen to win the game, I'm gonna run with Dallas Goedert on the Eagles side, and it kind of the same thing. Even though I know it's whenever it really counts, Mahomes always finds him, and it's call him Taylor Swift's boyfriend, call him whatever you want, but Travis Kelce always shows up in big games. Whatever's going on, and again, they're going for the three-peat. Everybody as far as history goes, it would be great to see. But as far as anything else, I'd like the Eagles to win and Saquon to get his first Super Bowl, given the season that he's had. But yeah, I think the tight ends could really do well here in terms of MVP conversation, as both defenses kind of key in on the major players on each side. But we'll see how that goes. Here, I'm going to throw a trivia question at you guys in between this. So here's a fun one. Does anybody know, and this is going to be for anybody if you know the answer, how much the Lombardi Trophy actually weighs? Does anybody know how much the Lombardi Trophy actually weighs? Any guesses? Anybody want to throw something out there?
5 pounds.
Yeah, I was gonna guess around like 3.5, 4 pounds, considering you see most people use one hand.
Sure.
10 pounds.
15 pounds. I'm gonna say
it's not too.
Yeah,
I know what.
Say it's heavier than that.
I know it's not too heavy.
All right, I'm gonna
go
go
ahead,
20
Alana.
pounds. The only reason I'm saying 20 pounds is because I know what football players can bench, and so what looks like to us maybe like a featherweight to them. So I'm just gonna say 20 pounds.
That's actually a good point.
Amount, they wouldn't have been able to throw it on the boat.
That's what I was going to say. I know it's not. I know it's not too heavy to not throw from one boat to another.
Right
Now,
but really, are you sure? Do you have football?
Delilah, though, she makes a good point though, because if you also look at almost every owner that grabs the Lombardi Trophy,
they're grabbing it.
Grabbing a boat.
All right.
Well, those guys are also owners are all in their 70s, and half of them can't lift a jar of peanut butter. What are you talking about?
That's a good point. Yeah.
You guys are hilarious. Okay, so I'll just give the answer now then. The actual answer is 7 pounds.
Oh my God!
Marty,
I could lift that.
Again, maybe that's why Brady was
awkward.
All the owner's
Yeah.
girlfriends could lift that, no problem.
So there you go. And Taylor would be able to lift it as well. So there you go. Right, Delilah's there. You go. Everybody see, everybody's got there. But yeah, so 7 pounds on the Lombardi Trophy. Let's go. Let's get into this next because I think we're all I think we all feel like Saquon could have a really big game here. And again, I think to me, Travis, when it really counts, Mahomes seems to find him. But who do you think will have more total yards, Travis or Saquon? Ben, we'll go back to you.
Well, I will say, Nick, when you said earlier about Travis always has the big games and the big moments, it would kind of be easy to maybe go with him. I'm still going to go Saquon Barkley. Because he's a running back. He's going to get the majority of the carries. He's going to run the ball. So I'm going to go with Saquon. Now, if Travis tells Taylor no, then he is going to probably rush for more yards. And he's going to chase him down until he says yes. So, but in all seriousness, I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley.
Okay, and of course, Sean had to chime in. Okay, he did have a great game against the Bucs, fine. But,
Damn right.
No offense to you Bug fans, but they're sitting at home and Travis is playing in the Super Bowl again. So, I mean, yeah, what are you going to do? One of those things, and again, we won't even get into my team because we don't make the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
we don't even make the playoffs. Yeah, I knew it was coming, Andrew. I saw your face, and you wanted to throw that at me, but
he didn't mean it. Don't say nothing.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. But anyway, right. Anywho, well, Andrew, since you're in the talkative mood, go ahead, buddy. Who is going to have more total yards, Travis Kelce or Saquon Barkley?
You know what? Just for the argument and stuff, I do think it's going to be Saquon, but I will go Travis in this only because Saquon hasn't been here yet. And I'm not saying I know it's his birthday. I know it's Jalen Hurts' birthday as well. And I know most of the time people show up when it's their birthday. But also at the same time, too, we've seen players get to the Super Bowl who are very, very good and choke Randy Moss. We've seen it happen a couple of times throughout history. And I don't think he'll choke necessarily in the way that we all think. Well, he's like, he's going to have 27 yards altogether by the fourth quarter. It's not going to be anything like that. But if he's sitting there with 67 total yards and Philadelphia is up by 14 with 5 minutes to go, is it still a bad game? Right? So I still think Travis Kelce, whether the Chiefs are ahead or whether the Chiefs are behind, he's going to pick up some of that garbage time yards. I do think he's going to get an over 20-yard pass because Patrick will need to do that eventually during this game. So I would lean Travis just because we don't know what's going to happen with Saquon just yet.
All right, that's fair. Will, how about you?
Saquon.
Okay. Going running back all the way. I like it. All right. That's it, Will. Nothing else to say, my friend.
Nope.
Okay. Hey, I just want to make sure I give you time to say what you need to, my brother. That's
I appreciate that.
No problem.
Worked.
Right. But I think Will has always struck me that way. Every time I've been on their show, and every time, he's like the voice of reason. Sean and I are idiots going there ranting and raving about everything, and Will's just there like, well, guys, So, I mean, Will is like I don't want to say the elder statesman because I'm pretty sure I'm older than Will is, but he's just the calming voice of reason whenever that kind of stuff happens. So I appreciate,
he's that Southern gentleman.
That's it. There it is, Mr.
I'm
South
not
Carolina.
from the South, though.
I know you're from Virginia. We know, but it's just, but you currently reside in
crazy that's what people say because it's from the South.
No.
Well, Virginia was one of the original 13. Never mind. We don't need a history.
Oh, here we go.
I'm just saying. All right, yeah. See, all right, and now we're getting into everything. All right.
West Virginia now.
Woo! All righty then. Tina, how about you? Go ahead. What, Travis or Saquon on this one?
I'm gonna hedge a little.
Okay.
I think it's gonna be Saquon. If the Eagles can figure out how to deal with Chris Jones and Karlatis and that defensive line that the Chiefs have, which it can be stopped and they can do it. It's been shown. I mean, we did it in the last game. And the game we should have won. Not just because they didn't have their starters in. So it's been shown you can do it. I say Saquon, but again, it's going to be if Chris Jones has the game of his life again, then forget it. It's
Nope. That's fair.
so.
Mr. Handy.
Again, I'm going with Mr. Barkley. I know that, like, as an example, and I know this is an entirely different level of football that we're talking. Ashton Genty. I can't say his name. I've been listening to a podcast guy call him Albert Jet Worthington Smith this all season long. But Ashton Genty had one of the most incredible seasons as a running back in college football, like in ever.
Right.
And even in a loss against, was it Arizona State that they played in their bowl game? I think it was. Anybody who watched? Well, okay. In their playoff game, even hit a lackluster effort for him, he still had over 100 yards rushing or close to it. So I could see Saquon. I mean, I don't guess this is going to be one of the toughest defenses he's faced all season. But Saquon has found ways to once they figure out where the crease is, and where to go, Saquon's going there, and he's going to make the most of it. He's definitely right now. Saquon Barkley is this year is equivalent of one shot, one opportunity. You know, this guy's and he's embarrassed. This guy thinks he's a gang of Davis. That whole nine, he is going for broke this year.
Okay, fair enough, my friend Delilah. How about you?
The only reason I'm going with Saquon is because I did like what the coach said and what Saquon said, which is like old school football, right? And how they were saying, oh, see, the running game still wins championships, you know. I always like when that happens. Again, I'm not against the new football before people are like, oh, no. But I still like when that shows up. Because you do need a solid guy who can eat up 3 yards on average. You know what I mean? Like, because that does help you regardless of the new football. You know what I mean? And so I'm hoping that they can go in and do the same thing. And what I liked about the Eagles, and again, I kind of said that's why Baltimore lost, is because they gave up on Derrick Henry, which is crazy to me. Yeah. I would have given him the ball every damn time I could, because I know eventually a 350-pound whatever Derrick Henry is gonna get past these guys and mow them over. And that's basically what Saquon is. You know what I mean? He's athletic. He's also doing his bench press regimen. I don't know if you guys saw that. You know what I mean? And so, like, they're not gonna give up on that running game. And so then you, as the Chiefs, as good as your defense is, you have a lot of choices to make, right?
Right, sure.
You're going to double team Saquon, but for how long? How long for over an hour, right? For 4 quarters, can you contain him? You know what I mean? And so, like, that's why I do think he's going to get more yards than Travis. I know that the Chiefs are different in the playoffs, but I feel like Saquon is hungrier than Travis. No hate on Travis, but I do feel like he's not as hungry as before. He's got 2 Super Bowls. He's got the girl. He's got the fame. He's on TV. He's doing TV shows. He's doing movies. No hate on that. But you know what I mean? I don't feel like he's as hungry as he was like the last few seasons. And Saquon is. You know what I mean? That's
no, that's fair. I mean, for me, as much as, like I said, I would love for Philadelphia to win this game, I have a hard time going against Kansas City just in this situation for a few reasons. Again, they've obviously, like you said, they've been here before. They beat Philadelphia a couple years ago. They're going for history. And, and sometimes that motivates you even more because, like, you could be the first team to ever do this, and Andy Reid is the coach. It's hard to bet against Andy Reid in anything.
It was hard to bet it. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to jump. Go ahead. Go. I was going to say it was hard to bet against Belichick and those Patriots too, wasn't it?
Well, except for the Giants, because apparently that was the kryptonite. So
yeah,
what are you going to do? But yeah,
the Giants who backed into, I say this every time I mention it, they backed into the playoffs as a wild card team. And
all you need is a chance, Patriots. My friend. All it took
crease,
was one
like
game,
Chris
right?
Rock said, all you need is a crease.
That's
even
right.
that year the Giants beat them. Sorry to interject there. The year that the Giants beat them for the Super Bowl there, everyone forgets that week 18 of that, or week 16, whatever it was of that year, the Giants barely lost to the Patriots, like 38-35. Like that last game was a shootout and was a hell of a game, and was like ranked top 10 game of the whole entire season that for the whole entire year. And a lot of people forget that they did that before the Super Bowl. So when they were playing in the Super Bowl, I was like, the Giants have a chance here, guys. Like,
again, once they start the game, you always got a shot, right? It's just, it's that. But I'm probably gonna, again, for that reason, like I said, it's really hard to bet against them. Again, I hope Philly wins, but I'm gonna just take Travis, like I said, just because Mahomes always seems to find him when they really need it. I mean, it really does. And again, he's had some lackluster games this year, obviously, but when it counts, there's Travis, there's Patrick, and it's hard to beat the two of them at that time. So let's go with a couple more trivia questions. I did have some fun ones here. Since we were, Kendrick Lamar is the halftime show this year, right? Let's get a couple of music-related questions for you guys. Here's kind of an easy one because most of you will probably remember this. So, who won the Super Bowl the year of the infamous Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction?
The New England Patriots.
There you go. Super Bowl 38, of course. We were probably all watching.
They played
I know
Carolina.
I was. Yeah. Yes, there you go. Like, see, Andrew's like,
great Super Bowl.
Well, it was a good Super Bowl, and I was rooting for Carolina, obviously, but it's just funny because I really sat there while watching this, and I went, did I just see what I thought I did? And I'm like, there's no way. Like, I'm thinking that just didn't happen. Like, that's some kind of whatever. Will picked the Giants that year. Will, is that true? Did you pick the Giants that year, Will?
Both times. You could see they got hot.
Okay. No, hey, very nice. I think we need to listen to Will. Maybe Cooper DeJong will be the MVP of this Super Bowl. I don't know. I'm going to keep that in mind there, William. If you're Mr.
There's your prop bet. There's your prop bet there, folks.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. Prop bet.
Oh,
for
my.
money.
Oh, don't get me started on prop bets right now. I've been throwing so many into the machine, and then I go to do it, and I'm like, I can't.
That's hilarious.
Calm down, Mattress Mac.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Mattress Mac again. Don't start betting million on stuff. Here's another one that I thought was very interesting. So I want to make sure I clarify this because there were other bands who performed before, but who was the very first singer to perform at a Super Bowl halftime show? A singer.
So not Creed?
No, it was not Creed.
What year?
If it was Creed, would anybody have remembered it?
1970, Super Bowl 4. The first time a singer performed at halftime.
Was it Anita Bryant?
Oh.
I'm not even being funny. She was still very popular at that point.
It was not Anita Bryant.
Yeah, but that was when she was doing the other stuff, so I don't know that they would have brought her on.
That's right.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm sorry.
The newspaper, the station wouldn't have brought her in. The football fans probably would have enjoyed it. But let's see, 1970.
1970, Super Bowl 4. And believe me, it's someone you're not thinking of. Because even when I read the answer, I'm like, really? That's who
Man
it was?
or a woman?
It's a woman. It's a woman.
It's not like Aretha Franklin or
no.
Whitney
No, that's what I'm saying. It's not it truly is not anybody you would even expect.
I don't even know.
All right.
And I'm not searching it up either.
No, it's fine.
Me neither. So I'm like, what?
I will tell you in this way. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly.
Barbara Streisand?
No. The voice. Carol Channing. Very good. Wow. There you go. Yes. Carol Channing sang in the 1970 Super Bowl at halftime. So there you go.
Which would explain why they waited until the 1990s to start doing more halftime shows.
No. Wasn't it 89 was New Kids on the Block? Like they did something at the halftime.
That was Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
was that Thanksgiving? Well, that wasn't the Super Bowl. I thought it was. My bad. That was Thanksgiving.
No, he's talking about Creed. That was Thanksgiving.
That was Thanksgiving. Okay.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It was. My apologies.
New Kids on the Block did do a thing, but the station switched away from the show.
Right, exactly. No, that's why I said they were performing, but they were still performing at halftime. It was just funny to me.
That's funny.
That is
Oh,
pretty
I'm
funny.
sorry. When you
It's
say
almost
hello,
like a-
Dolly, I think of Barbara Streisand.
No, I got that. Yeah, that's why I did the voice. I thought that would give it
but
away.
See, they should have gotten Babs because no one would turn away.
Yeah, no one's going to turn away from Barbara
That's
Streisand. Well, not in
lots of
1970s.
money at that point.
What's
Yeah,
that?
Remember, these guys do it for free and they pay for the whole show themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah, no, I just thought I'm like Carol Channing. That's very funny to me.
Wow, Carol Channing paid for that.
Well, hello,
I don't
Dolly. Of
think
course, why
back
not?
then, but they weren't going to give them a lot of money to come and do it. So
No, probably not. Exactly.
Not for Super Bowl 4.
Yeah, right. Definitely not for Super Bowl 4.
Hey, Nick,
All right.
can I throw a question to everybody real quick?
You certainly can do whatever you like, Mr. Cornett. Go right ahead.
Who's everybody's favorite Super Bowl halftime performance show?
Okay.
For me, it was Prince.
Prince.
Good.
All
We
right,
did do this last year, but go ahead, guys. I know we did this. Will,
Where are we gonna jump to that?
Dre
no,
and Snoop.
Dre and Snoop. Well, like Dre and Snoop. Yeah, go ahead. Anybody else want to answer? Mine was Prince as well. I'm not gonna lie. If it starts raining as he's doing Purple Rain,
Thank you.
how does that not like this? I mean, again, I know Michael Jackson performed at halftime. That was good. I mean, there's been other good
Well,
ones.
I'm sorry.
the
Wait
Michael-
a minute. I'm sorry. Did you just say that was good? Like it was so blasé?
Well,
like,
no,
you
but I'm
did-
just saying it was good. But I'm again, for you, no. Okay, and I'll explain to you. No, that's fine. That's fine. I'm going to explain to something to you though, Delilah. You have no idea the level of my Prince fandom in the 1980s. Like that, and I loved Michael Jackson, but Prince has always and always will be my favorite artist. His musicianship, everything that man did was impressive to me. When you can play 20 instruments
No,
by
I get it.
yourself,
It
you
was-
record an entire album yourself, and then you have to hire a band so you can go on tour because you played all the tracks on the album. Like, go ahead,
I
And
yes,
get
Andrew?
that. But it was
Not,
just
talking
not
about-
to mention,
In
It
the
was
Super Bowl,
it was
he
just
tried
so-
to. He's in the rain. He has the guitar in his hand. He knows that if he strums, there's a chance he can die. And he says, "Can I play my guitar right now?" Like, come on.
Okay,
Not to mention he wrote a goodly amount of some of the hits for the band that toured with him, who eventually came into fame in their own in the
Morris
way
Day
of
and the
Morris Day and the Time.
Well, I mean, Prince has written. I mean, come on, nothing compares to you that Sinead O'Connor covered. Manic Monday for the Bengals. He wrote all the Sheila
Sugarwalk,
East stuff.
Sugar-
I mean, he wrote
Sugarwalk
Sugar
and
Walls
Sheila
for Sheila
Easton.
Easton. Like, the guy was a genius.
I was
I know.
just laughing
Because
at
I
the
cavalierly
song.
said, right, Michael was good. That was fine. Yes,
I was
get
like,
it.
he stood there for like 4 minutes after he hopped out of like some contraption and like shot him in the
Which
air.
which actually was kind of a pioneering thing because a lot of people weren't doing that. Like they would do the risers up out of the stage, but Mike was one of the first people to do the pop up out.
This just sounds like a Bears fan being mad at some Minnesota Viking fan here, doing a bunch of cool stuff for the Super Bowl. Doesn't want it. She's like, you know what the halftime
I mean,
Super
did
Bowl
nobody
was?
like
Devin
Pink for
Hester.
calling from the top of the stadium?
No, okay, listen.
No, that was I thought that was
The
Lady
Prince-
Gaga.
Okay, the Prince Super
Oh,
Bowl.
sorry. I'm sorry. Whoever that was.
I
who
love-
held from the top of the stadium. Go ahead,
Delilah
Delilah.
froze.
Oh, Delilah froze.
Oh,
Sorry.
she froze.
She's like
No.
mad at you guys. Like, I'm not gonna say
Well,
anything anymore.
Well, why she should be back in a second, but the thing about the halftime shows, the fact that the reason that the halftime shows evolved the way they did had to do with In Living Color stealing away the halftime audience during the
Yes.
previous year
Yeah.
with
they
the
did do
entire
that.
with the live men on film, and they were like, "We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this," and it just had killer ratings. And the very next year, MJ is performing at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right.
They're like, if
Before
we're gonna,
that, they
were like-
didn't
History.
they
have-
were like, if we're
they
gonna
didn't even
do,
show it.
huh?
They didn't even show it usually.
Yeah, they did.
Until it got
Matter of fact, was that
sponsored by
matter of
Pepsi.
fact was that the year that no, that wasn't the year New Kids was on, was it?
No, they were like 89 or 90, I believe. Like they were on
New
in their
Kids was
heyday
on-
when they
Well,
were.
Mike was on in 91, wasn't he?
Was Mike
92.
91?
92.
No, what it was? He was the Cowboys Bills in California.
Okay,
That's right. That's right.
but still,
Which
Yeah.
technically was 93 at that point.
Okay,
I
was that-
will go with Nick with Prince just for the overall. I mean, there were some amazing. I will admit the whole Dre Snoop M 50 Cent was ridiculous. Michael Jackson was incredible.
Rolling Stones was good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the Stones were half of it.
9/11 tribute.
I liked Rihanna.
No, nothing wrong with Rihanna.
Favorite, just because of what happened, was the year MIA was on with Madonna.
Oh, she flicked the camera off.
Yeah,
the fact that the NFL sued her after that show.
That's crazy. Yeah.
There was so many violations.
Yep.
With the FCC, that one just cracks me up because I love that song. I like the song that she did, but those are the ones that crack me up. Is the ones that's like, you know what you're bringing on.
Yep. Right. That's my thing. Like, did you not know who you hired to do this? Like, I think we.
But the YouTube 9/11 one is probably my favorite.
The one was good.
Prince,
they should do more.
Very close second after
variety. That. They need the variety ones again. Like get like 8 or 9 artists to do, 8 or 9 songs.
Well, they could have.
One year was what? Aerosmith, Britney, Justin. Remember that one? Yeah. Delilah's back. Hey, Delilah. She's unfrozen.
Okay, apparently, they didn't listen. I love Prince, but apparently the computer got mad. My computer shut down. Hey, I went to Paisley Park. Okay.
There you go. Oh no, that's on my bucket list. Absolutely, I'm going to get up there. Don't worry.
Apparently, no, I love that Super Bowl. The Bears lost that Super Bowl. I don't know if people remember that.
Is that right? No, that's why people go. Oh, really? You like the Prince one?
No, but I love it. No, seriously, that Super Bowl was great.
Yeah, no, I got you.
Michael Jackson was great. I don't care. That was insanely good.
No,
but I also like the Blackout Bowl with Beyonce, cut out all the lights.
Yeah, where the.
That was
fantastic. You mean was that the Super Bowl where part of her weave flew off and then it shut down the light generators?
Yes. She lost her weave. Oh
that
no!
Was great. I don't care. She kept up, man. That was a good show. So,
it was, but
I did like the '90s hip hop homage, obviously with Eminem and 50 Cent being in his 50s and still dropped down from the rafters and did his whole thing. That was cool.
No, that actually was, and Kendrick Lamar was a part of that. So
that's what I'm saying. So I think it's great that he gets
his own
the
with SZA.
Yeah. Last year, all the songs that Usher was singing, I knew every single one.
Yes.
So
sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
Every song he sang, I was
I think so mad. I didn't put money down that he was going to play Burn. Someone needed to convince me that Andrew, he's going to slow it down for 3 songs. And I was like, Nope, it's all going to be the hip hop stuff.
Right.
Nope, get out of here. Then he comes out with Burn, and I was like, I could have been rich. I could have been rich. It's my favorite song, and I could have been rich.
There you go. Sean did chime in with MJ hands down, so Sean obviously liked MJ's performance the best.
It was great.
I've never said it wasn't. Prince is my guy.
Hey, Andrew, wasn't our Super Bowl win our first one? We had Shania Twain or something. I think it was.
Was it Shania? Yeah. Well, that don't impress me much either. No, but I'm pumped.
Listen, before.
I'm just kidding.
It was the last few Super Bowls, before Shakira and J-Lo. Remember, before that, everybody was kind of bored because Coldplay. Listen, I'm sorry.
Oh my God, I was just getting ready to say Coldplay was
not the Coldplay one. Not
listen,
Coldplay.
It was even though he brought out Beyonce that show too, but okay, it was
the light show of that was good though. The light show of that was good. The
it was boring, and then the NFL was we gotta hire somebody who knows. Who likes music. And so that's when they brought in Jay-Z as I know we can't mention his name anymore, but they brought him in.
We can't mention his name anymore. That guy. You know who she's talking about.
They brought him in to be I forgot, I don't even know what the hell his stupid title was. But basically
he's some kind of
go ahead. The hip artist so that people don't tune out the halftime show. Whatever bullshit.
Yeah, wow.
Thing they gave him, whatever.
We call Tina the potty mouth. No,
I'm just kidding.
No, I know. Oh, I know it isn't. I have no problem with anything you say. I'm just saying, doesn't usually come out of your mouth though, Delilah. That's all I'm saying, right?
Okay, Worse could come out.
I've heard you. Believe me, I know. I've been with you at the bar during a Bears game. I know what comes out of your mouth here. I definitely know that. Right? Yes, Andrew.
I was just gonna have a question since we're just on the Super Bowl halftime show topic. What is a band or an artist that you guys would like to see do a halftime show that hasn't been given the opportunity?
That's actually a better question.
Addition.
Yeah, you know what? I would personally love that because my favorite group of the 80s. Yeah, no, hey,
I do. Trust me.
Their Grammy tribute or their Rock and Roll Hall of Fame tribute they did for the Spinners, like was it 2 years ago?
Yes.
Check that out. Okay. That's fantastic.
You know what?
Yeah, nailed it.
And those guys are all in their mid-50s doing this stuff, and I was very impressed with that. I'm not gonna lie.
You know,
Bobby has.
I think they should do because they did the hip hop version. I think they should bring on like Green Day, Blink 182. And
nice.
they should do
like an alternative, 90s alternative, right? Like,
they're not going to bring Green Day on for him to sit there and talk about politics. And
that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what I mean. What I mean is
what they were saying.
I know. Yeah, what I mean
but I know what you're saying.
If they bring on like a similar,
I would love it. I would go to that Super Bowl.
That's
I'd buy a ticket to that Super Bowl if it was Green Day and
do you know what I mean? Like that same vibe, like 90s hip hop. Same thing, like bring on like 90s alternative bands. Like trust me, like everybody would like tune in.
I'll be honest with you. Tell me this wouldn't sell though. Like honestly, if you did a boy band one where you brought out NSYNC, you brought out Backstreet Boys, you brought out New Kids on the Block. I mean,
you gotta bring Justin Timberlake.
No, but that's the thing. You bring I mean, can you imagine? People would lose their mind if you announced NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, and like New Kids are doing a halftime show.
Yeah,
that thing would explode more. Every woman I went to high school with would lose their crap.
Kim would be like, "So we're going to a Super Bowl together, right?"
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean
I
like
love how the 80s one hit wonder type thing.
I'm like, yeah, that's a great.
Oh wow!
Duran started off.
Oh, Duran.
Tina sang. That'd be fun.
Do like
Embrace one-hit wonders.
Yeah. Well, from the 80s, there's way too many
one-hit wonders. Oh my God! Could you see Falco with
Rock Me Amadeus? Yeah, Rock Me Amadeus.
Digital Underground.
I feel like that's too obscure for people.
What, Digital Underground?
Remember the albums? They would come out and there'd be like 12 people and it'd be like,
well, you know what? You couldn't do digital underground because Shock G's gone and he was kind of
well, so's Tupac. So
it's Tupac. People forget that's how he started.
That's how he
started. One band that could do it that hasn't done it is the Killers.
The Killers would be cool. You would have to get them all to get back in a room.
Yeah, the alternative 90s, 2000s, get all that in.
I think the Killers are more popular now than they might have been when they were actually.
Really? Is that true? Like, is that true? Really?
Mr. Brightside is now like a theme song for like 3-4 sports.
Yeah,
college kids, they freaking love it.
Every karaoke night I hear it. Every karaoke I go to, you hear Mr. Brightside. Somebody does it. No, I've done it.
They should do an alternative a halftime show. I'm telling you. Everybody will tune in for that.
I would do. They played Lola. They got brought in.
Yeah, Metallica would probably
replacement.
Only if they do covers. Metallica's covers are great. I don't think anybody realizes that. Go ahead, Tina.
75% to 80% of the people that was at Lola that year was at the Killers. Like it just went back and back and back and back. I was there. You literally could not breathe or move.
Go ahead, Ben. I saw you have a finger up.
You know where the Killers are from?
No, I don't.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas? Are they? Okay, Las Vegas. There you go. Yeah. Have you seen them, Ben, when they were in their, like, playing to 40 people stage, Ben? Did you see them? Like, did you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Brandon Flowers.
We had a place
whoever's in charge of the halftime show, get a 90s alternative night and, like, people will tune in. There you go.
Go get Daft Punk or something.
Or early 2000s.
You know what?
Retired.
Whoever mentioned Duran might be on to something though because
I love Duran. I saw the
Duran.
Really good.
Duran came through the DC area. Really comes through the DC area like every other year.
I don't think people tune in for that.
They always sell out. They always sell out when they're at the casinos out here. It's
sure. Casino timeout. Andrew calls timeout on it. No,
I'm not. Well, no, I want to.
I like that idea. I was like, but like, what if you did like Aerosmith gets to come in and do one of their songs, and then Def Leppard gets to come in and do one of theirs, and like the Scorpions get to come in and do one of theirs.
Wow. 80s hair bands.
80s hair band. Oh,
well,
yeah.
you gotta have Poison in there, right? Like you gotta throw Poison in the mix.
Poison. Here's the problem.
He's no longer hair
Tyler destroyed his freaking.
Well, yeah, Steven Tyler's done. Go ahead, Will.
Everything y'all are mentioned is not who the NFL
I know.
Right, no, I know. Yeah, exactly. You're right. I mean, you're correct, but it's good to dream, Will. It's good to dream.
Yeah.
I'm going to bet, you know what, Will?
Hoping we'd have a Linkin Park performance at halftime.
You know what, though?
With the new lead singer they have, right?
Will,
Andrew says no. Andrew doesn't want that.
I agree. She's not good. She's not good.
I like
she's close to him, but it's just not the same.
And I give her props, and all the politics aside, all that kind of stuff, she's doing a fantastic job for the spot she's got to go into.
Yeah,
exactly. But when I hear "Giving Up," I need to hear Chester. That's
He's
like
irreplaceable.
There's certain songs, like
I feel like I'm sorry, we're gonna go deep dive. But if we go, there's some bands who could make it work, right? Like AC/DC made it work with two lead singers, so they basically sounded the same. In Excess did the same thing, right? Two lead singers kind of sounded the same.
But that's kind of like, go ahead.
No, but you know what I mean. There are bands who make it work. In Excess made it work because remember he.
Oh yeah, but I don't think they were. I don't think people bought that as much.
I don't want to mention how the original singer died.
I think a lot of people do know how Michael Hutchins passed, right? I mean, you don't have to probably say that.
Anyway, but they
had to go on a reality show to get the replacement.
To get the replacement singer,
that was so fun, though. Did you watch that, Tina?
Yes, I did. I loved that show.
Like Rockstar Supernova or something like that.
Yeah, whatever it was called. Yeah,
it was the super band with
Rockstar In Excess
Jason
or whatever the heck it was
Newsome
called.
and those guys.
But
I like the In Excess one.
The In Excess one was the best.
Wrong guy.
That one
should have picked the Chicago guy.
Thank you. Oh, they picked the dude that was like, he looks like the old lead singer and he kind of acts like him, but his voice.
This is Sean's answer. Chubby Checker was the best in '88, so there you go.
All right. Sorry. We went up.
Chubby, that's okay.
You asked 6 people.
I don't know.
Music, movies. No, I'm saying it's just funny that all of us.
Oh yeah.
We don't just like sports. Everybody here also
100%.
likes pop culture, movies. So we went off the deep end.
And that is exactly why I love doing this show, because those are the kind of things that happen when we do something like this. So believe me, I'm having fun with this myself. But we have been talking for a little while, so we're going to take a quick break. Here's something that was fun. This is before this season started for us. This was us trying to record a promo for the upcoming season. So enjoy this. We'll be back in about 1:15. Yeah, it's officially on. Go ahead whenever you're ready, sir, with your thing, and then we'll get into it.
All right. Quiet on the set. The Roundtable Pro take 82.
And there you have it, folks. And there you have it. Yes, it is I, Nick Rosario, back again with my cast of characters. These guys are the best, aren't they? Delilah Crespo, Tito Winter, Anthony Handy. And you know what time it is? It's football season, folks. So you know what that means, don't you? That means Tuesday nights at 7:30. You need to be here. Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. September 10th is our premiere episode, starting with our 5th season here on Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. So come and see me, Delilah, Handy, and Tina as we talk everything football and give you all the funny that you can handle. So check us out again, September 10th, 7:30 p.m. Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. We'll see you there. All right, how's that? That good?
That was good.
Yeah.
All right. That's us. You want me to stop recording at some point, or you want me to?
Yeah, you can stop anytime.
Okay, I hit end the recording. Yes, end the recording. There you go, folks. That us trying to record a promo back at the end of August. So there you go. All right. So a little behind the scenes.
Way.
Yes, we have. It's been a long 5 months there, Will. What are you trying to say? No, but it's been a great season. It really has. Again, thank you everyone who's watched throughout the season. I know everybody's pitched in. But Ben always has a comment for us, which is always great. So we always appreciated that too. Yeah, I mean, it just, I can't think of a better group of people to do the show with, and having people come on, such as, Will, Ben, Andrew, thank you so much. that's really what makes the show fun. It makes the show great. It makes me happy to come here every Tuesday night and do the show with everyone and for everyone. Because, again, I'm sure I could do something else on a Tuesday night, but it wouldn't be as much fun. So I love being here. I love football season. I love this. So let's talk a little bit more football before we, get out of here. Of course, this is always potentially the battle of two quarterbacks. So I thought this would be an interesting one to throw out to everyone. Who do you feel would have more rushing yards in this game? Does Patrick Mahomes do what he normally does and tries to be the escape artist? Or does Jalen Hurts decide that nobody's open and he's going to take off when they shut down Saquon possibly? So we'll go back around the horn, and I'll go by the way I have it on my screen. So we'll start with you on this one, sir.
Yeah, I think it's going to be Mahomes. Jalen operates from the pocket more than people realize. He throws the ball away quickly as opposed to just deciding to run. Now it's different if it comes down by the end zone, but yeah, I don't think Jalen's going to run as much as people think, like he did a couple years ago at the beginning of his career.
Okay, nope, very good. That's a fair answer. Delilah, how about you?
So I agree with Phil, but more has to do with Jalen's injuries. I think his passing game has improved, but I don't think he's as mobile as he was before his injuries, and I think he's going to play a little safer. I wasn't sure if he'd be back, too. Remember, they kind of sat him out, which was smart, by the way, because you don't want to lose your star quarterback, so I thought that was a good idea. But, I just don't think he's as mobile, and Patrick Mahomes is really, again, I want everybody who's watching, I do not believe Jalen Hurts is a bad quarterback. I'm not one of those people. I'm not a hater. I just believe that Patrick Mahomes is a little bit more mature at reading, the defense. He's good at, getting them to react. You know what I mean? And so I think he is going to have more rushing yards because of that, because he's just more mature at reading the field of, I'm not going to be able to pass. And he's one of the few quarterbacks. It doesn't happen all the time where he can switch the play, right, on demand, because he just has that experience. And so if he doesn't see the guy that he's supposed to pass to, he's going to run. And he's shown that he's done it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And so that's the reason why I do think Patrick Mahomes will have more rushing yards. He's just better at reading a defense and deciding to rush when he doesn't have an open guy. You know what I mean? So.
Sure. Andrew, how about you?
I think that Patrick Mahomes will probably have the most rushing yards out of this game because he does tend to scramble, like is being told here in the Super Bowl, because he does not like giving the ball away in the Super Bowl unless he's playing the Bucs, of course. The thing is though, I only think he'll scramble maybe 3 or 4 times, and I still think that'll have more yards than Jalen Hurts. But Jalen Hurts is probably going to have at least 7 or 8 carries this game. Mm-hmm. He's going to do the tush push.
Yeah.
Right.
If he doesn't get it, he's going to get used again on the 4th down. So there's 2 carries right there for a yard, right? So,
right, sure, yeah.
And then if, third quarter, halftime comes around and he's got the ball, he'll take a knee or something like that. Patrick Mahomes doesn't usually take a knee. They'll try to get as much points out of the offense as they possibly can. So I think it's Patrick Mahomes for the most rushing yards, but if you're a gambling person out there listening to me, I would take the Jalen Hurts carries.
Okay, there you go. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Ben, how about you?
Normally, I would go with Patrick Mahomes on this because obviously he knows how to when to run. He knows when to make those plays. I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm actually going to go Jalen Hurts here.
Okay.
To get more rushing yards because I think he'll get more carries like Andrew said. Betting on who gets the carries be Jalen Hurts. But I think Patrick Mahomes may get more yards per carry or per run, but
per run, sure.
Jalen Hurts might have more carries that will give him more yards than Mahomes rushing.
Yep, that's fair. Handy, how about you?
I'm going to go with Mahomes, and it's not so much about the fact that he likes to scramble. For me, it's that until such time as the NFL decides to do something about certain things, Patrick Mahomes has cracked the code. He has cracked the matrix. If I scramble and I either pretend to give myself up or I flop out of bounds, you know what I mean? Like that creates more opportunity because He's going to run more because it creates more opportunity for him to draw penalty yards.
Sure.
That's where I'm going with that.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Tina, how about you? Yeah.
I'm going to build off of that. He's going to run more because the players won't be able to touch him because they're going to be scared they're going to get the penalty.
Well, again, you've seen him do it. Like we've seen the pumps, we've seen the
being even. They're going to be close. The deciding factor is going to be who can squeak out a few more yards on his own.
Right.
Jalen doesn't play the game the way Patrick Mahomes does. He knows the rules. He knows what he can do. He knows that the NFL refs are going to call the defenders on those hits that may seem questionable. Sure. So I'm just saying, he's like Belichick in a quarterback. He knows how to play, and he knows that if he jukes and makes it seem like he's going out of bounds, they'll pull back, and then he can go. And he's quick and fast and nimble and can get out of quickly and get going the other way.
And he can jump over candlesticks.
I feel like he's more like the LBJ of the NFL.
Yeah.
And I don't say that to disparage LeBron because I'm not one of those. I love MJ, but I also recognize other generations down, right? It's not that. But when you learn to exploit something, you're going to use it as your edge so you can win, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what you want to do, right? You want to win for your team. Right. And so I believe that similar to what Anthony and Tina said is he's not going to be the only quarterback that will exploit that. You know, we're starting to see like these younger guys who are kind of learning from him. And so we're just going to see what happens in soccer. I know no one likes that, but the better leaders are going to start drawing those same kind of penalties.
And that's when they'll change the rules.
Right, exactly. See what I mean? Like, you're going to see more of these talented quarterbacks. They're going to start doing similar.
Yeah, but they won't get the call. They won't get the calls every time like Mahomes will.
I feel if you start winning like Mahomes does,
you might, right? Brady,
you might, but like,
when Brady was winning, he got a lot of the calls, right?
But hell, the Bills have been the Bills have been the kind of the cream of the crop of the AFC behind the Chiefs for a little bit.
Okay.
And Josh can't get a call to save his life.
Because Josh ain't winning when it counts.
Thank you. I was gonna say
Josh ain't winning when it counts, Andy. He really, I mean, as much as I love Josh Allen, he's not winning the big one.
I feel you there. But listen, there's only 4 teams a year that get to play in the conference.
I get it, right.
If you get,
but he still hasn't won the big one.
Right. He's not gonna get the Brady calls like Mahomes does until he becomes. You know what I mean? It's just
until he beats the Chiefs and gets to the Super Bowl, right? Like that's he's got to win one.
Eli Manning beat Brady twice in head-to-head combat, and he didn't get Brady calls.
But was it Eli though?
Yeah. No, we can argue a lot of that, right?
Hold on. I'm going off the definition.
Don't hate on him.
I know.
I like Eli Manning actually.
If you get to the mountaintop and you win, you should get those calls. And Eli is 2 for 2 in his Super Bowls, and he still wasn't getting those calls. But anyway,
but didn't he retire like 2 years later or something?
Something to that effect.
Well, the Mario Manningham catch really helped him out in that second. Real here. Like everyone talks about the Tynes catch in the first one. Anyone remember the Mario Manningham catch from that second one?
Yep.
I jumped up out of my seat. I didn't even know who Mario Manningham was until that moment.
I agree, Sean. See what I mean? Exactly. Yeah.
And yes, Eli was definitely not very mobile. No. We all know that. We're all very aware of the mobileness of the Manning brothers, and they weren't mobile. We know.
Do you not remember the Tynes catch? It's the mobility of Eli.
Hey, look, it's hard to be. It's hard to be very mobile when you have a head that's shaped like a watermelon. Okay.
Alrighty then.
Okay, it's what Nick and I are saying. Until you start like dominating like your sport again. In the 90s, everybody hated Michael Jordan, right? Again,
and he exploited everything he could. Exactly. I mean, let's be honest. I love Michael too, but he took advantage of all that. I mean, he did. Michael he pushed off on that final shot against was it Utah? Come on, we all saw that. He pushed off. It's clear as day, though. Oh, look, Ben says so. Come on.
Caught in the jersey. What happened?
Oh yeah, okay. Sorry, yeah, that's what happened. Sure, that's it.
It was sweaty, and
Yeah, a little right. Sure, sweat, perspiration, all that stuff.
I love this point though by Sean as to why people are getting calls. Who gets a call versus who doesn't.
Yeah.
And I think exactly like when you.
But you're either gonna have to. But I'm sorry, that's a bunch of BS, and you know it. If it's a quarterback, if you're gonna call a hit on a quarterback, if you're gonna call a hit on a quarterback, you need to call. You call it. I mean, yes. If you do take off running, you are a runner, and if you get stuck, you get stuck. But if you're in the pocket, and you get socked, 1,000, you let the ball go. 1,001, 1,002, boom. You're not getting a call for that. Come on, man. Or even if you are running and you are out of bounds, 3-4 steps out of bounds, and somebody shoves you into the bench and you can't get a flag for that, it's
gonna come down to what Tina's saying. When all these kids who are coming up that we know are really talented, right? We do know that this crop, that's when you're gonna start seeing a shift. Because it's like they changed kicking, right?
No, what's going to cause this shift is having quarterbacks that aren't worth
nothing, right?
$30-40 million contracts, and owners don't want to protect them and put them in bubble wrap.
No, I agree with that too. But also, I feel
like I do want to say something also about
kicking
Mahomes
from a field goal, right? We know that everybody now can kick from 50, right? We know now, like, that's not a new, like, amazing thing.
Right.
No, but you know what I'm trying to say, right? Like, we've seen the past 2 seasons, kickers that people don't even think of, like, whatever, are kicking from, like, 50, 55. It just happens that the goalpost moves, and then you kind of have to move with it. Like, I know, right, I'm using the kicking field goal thing for that, but it's kind of the same idea. But go ahead, Tina, sorry.
What I was going to say is somebody brought this up, and you guys know I'm not a Brady lover, is if Mahomes would have a very different career if he had to take some of the hits that Brady took in his career.
Oh, sure, absolutely, absolutely.
What he has done for the quarterbacks is just completely taken out those bell ringers that he went through in the first part of his thing. And I agree, it's not about being in the pocket. It's not about that. They're protecting the pocket passers because they're not running back types runners. And my thing that I don't like is the rule's supposed to be once they're out of the pocket, quarterback's out of the pocket, they have become a running back, and now they're subject to the running back rules until they give themselves up.
Yep.
They're not getting those calls. Like, they're calling them for personal fouls on a running quarterback
Sean. That's
when he's
exactly
in a running back situation.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And then,
I already talked about that whole thing. Like,
they
know how to get to the sidelines and pull those calls. But that's my issue is, if that's what the rule is, call that rule.
Okay, right. I got you.
Be consistent on what you're calling.
Right.
To add on what Tina's saying there too is the Mahomes era is like a lot easier on quarterbacks than what Brady's first was. Brady's first era wasn't even comparable to, say, Joe Montana's era as well.
Oh, sure. Oh, yeah. Quarterbacks got lit.
Yeah,
back in the day, you got smacked. I mean, let's be honest.
You took off with the ball and somebody got a good beat on you. You were getting laid smack the hell out.
Will, sorry you couldn't stay on, Will. We love you. Sorry.
Will may be back. We'll see. Right.
And the Steve Young too, like back in that day, like
he got wrecked around
and running too. Like he doesn't get as much credit as he does. He is one of the greats, but a lot of people are like, Michael Vick or Lamar Jackson are the greatest rushers.
Steve Young always ran a lot. He did.
Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
What do we do when like the Jaden Daniels start getting calls that Patrick Mahomes doesn't get? That's what I'm trying to say. Like,
we'll have to see if that happens, right?
No, but dude, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I just feel like every generation, I think that's what Andrew's getting at. The game just changes, and
sure. And it's offensive minded now.
We're not catching up to the game. They're trying to flip. They're trying to put Band-Aids on situations because now you have another quarterback that comes in and takes it in.
That's something different, exactly.
Or do something like this, and so. But again, it comes down to money. Let's just be honest. The offense, the scorers are the ones who bring the fans. They're the ones who bring the TV numbers and everything. So I personally don't like it because I think it has skewed it so far to the offense that no matter how good your defense is, one bad PI call on a horrible call by a ref changes your game.
Okay, I
it
get
can.
that.
Yeah, it definitely
so then
can.
do we change the tush push call because the Eagles are better at it than the rest of the
No,
teams? Because that's what people are saying too,
and that's
right?
why it hasn't. And that's why it hasn't changed. Because what are you what are you going to change the rule on? It's a legal play. Like you can't just because you can't do it as good as they can. Like that's not a reason to change the rule. But yeah, I mean, like they're just good at it. Let's be honest.
An easy way you could change the rule is, for instance, we talked about Patrick Mahomes. Oh, he's heading towards the sidelines. He looks like he's going out, and then because the defensive guy doesn't want to hit him because he's too close to going out, he jukes and goes the other way.
Right? Yeah,
well,
we've seen that.
Point, you haven't given yourself up.
Right.
A defender should be allowed to hit him
to smack you. Honestly,
point.
like give you a good
That's an area. Those are the areas I'm talking about. Like, take the advantage away. Change the rule a bit.
I was gonna say,
I'll tell you what.
On the tush push, the reason it works is because Jalen Hurts can squat 600 pounds.
Well, I've
seen the video, right?
I've seen the video.
Yeah,
that's one of the main reasons why it worked, and a great offensive line too.
I'm gonna tell you what though. It's gonna take one time for Patrick Mahomes to try and juke somebody out, or do that 52 fake out on the sidelines, and somebody read it right and get his clock cleaned.
Yeah.
He won't do it no
matter.
more.
They're gonna throw a flag on it.
Yeah,
but he will. But you know what? Sometimes I won't say that football has enforcers, but every now and again, and I've seen this happen even in my day, and I didn't get to play at the high level, where a coach would be like, if he comes over here, I don't care what he does, you knock him slap the hell out and make him think twice about it.
We'll pay your fine. Yep.
Well, and it sucks nowadays too, because you can't, like, to be honest, like if we just start talking about what we would suggest to be fun games now.
Right.
Yeah. You look at Denver, like if you tell me Denver and the Commanders are playing, say, week 1 or week 2 or like on a Sunday night, I'm all over that now.
Well, sure.
But not if you're going to keep calling 15 penalties a game on Bo trying to get an extra 3 inches and then the defensive players got to knock him out. Or what we've seen Bo and Jaden do, where they'll go head first to get that extra yard. But we're going to flag them for personal fouls and stuff. Like, come on. Let them play. Let that game go to 64-61 for crying out loud.
Well, again, that's the thing. But
exactly. But that goes back to what we're saying. Do we get rid of tush push because Jalen can squat 600 pounds? Maybe go squat 600 pounds the rest of you quarterbacks.
Or go shoot 3,000 threes like Steph did if you want to hit threes for crying out loud.
For sure. No, again. Get better at your position and get better at your sport. That's how you win, right? Get good, absolutely. And for the record, I'm going to take Patrick Mahomes as well. With
the Eagles are in the neutral zone on every tush push. It's an illegal play.
Will joining in like spoken like a true man whose team plays in the NFC East every year, my friends. That's what I'm talking about.
It's a bullshit play that you can't defend.
Hey,
disagrees.
Right. So that's the thing. No, I mean, that's the thing, though. Will, it's according to the league, it's. I mean, I get what you're saying, but it's not an illegal play. So I mean, it's counted for how long now? That and it's
just like all those phantom offensive lineman plays that happened week 1 between the the Chiefs and the Ravens. There, where has that been called for the rest of the season? Anybody else see any of those calls? No, I didn't think so.
No,
Or how about the new way of blocking? They weren't supposed to drop their hips. That's not getting called anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm still seeing hip drop tackles.
So am I.
Oh yeah, no, you see them. Well, I thought it was funny when Taylor stopped getting called for like holding on the Chiefs, because all of a sudden that guy has no penalties now when that guy was the most penalized tackle in all of football. Yeah. And all of a sudden you don't see his number getting called anymore for holding, but he still holds. I'm just saying, that's all I'm going to say about that. But yeah, let us move on now, because I know believe me, we could be here all night talking about this, and I would appreciate that. But I know we all got other lives to lead, and we all got other stuff to do.
They are. As someone who played Brady all the time, he would always get that shit.
Push first, right?
There you go.
Right. Yeah.
That's right, Bucks.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Buccaneers.
Last year's.
I love it. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so now let's come down. We've talked all about the main players in this game. We've talked all about how we feel about how this could go. So it is, of course, prediction time, ladies and gentlemen. So yes, Will's excited, but I'm going to save our guests for last. So I'm going to go with everyone who's on our show regularly, and we'll start with you guys. Tina, what do you think? Prediction for the game? You can do score, whatever you want to do. Give us what you got.
The stadium blows up and neither team wins.
Wow. Jeez.
When Trump is there or after?
Right, Trump is coming to the Super Bowl.
I'm not putting that into words because that will come back to somebody will find that video somewhere.
You're sending people to Tina's door, Will.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Right, don't do that. We live in a big city. Don't do that. They'll find us. Don't do that.
Bad Batman reference aside.
The 12th province will save you. Don't worry.
See, the thing is, like, I really have a hard time rooting for Eagles. I really do. I know Will doesn't. I can't. Somebody's got to stop Kermit somehow. And I really, God, please. Well, Saquon can do it, and somebody wake me up if they do win the Super Bowl, so I can know, because the game is going to be like at 2-3 o'clock in the morning where I'm going to be at. So
that's right.
Tina's
out of the country that day, so yes, Super Bowl will be much later for her.
I'm going to go Eagles.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be a shootout.
Okay.
And I'm going to go the 35-28. No, 35-34.
Okay.
Eagles.
A 1 point affair for Tina. There we go, with the Eagles coming out on top. Handy, how about you? Prediction for the game?
Misses a field goal and breaks his leg.
Yes.
Go ahead, Andy. Follow that, sir. No.
What? Huh? I thought you said you was gonna let the people that are regular on this show go first. I've never been regular on this show. I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, here we go.
Really?
I'm about as nutty as you can get. Yeah. I don't. You know what? I'm gonna say it, and I know I have some friends that are Chiefs fans. Love y'all. Happy for your team's success. I think the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. I don't even have a score prediction. Okay. I want to see Jalen and Saquon and various other team members that we've spoken about before, who shall not be mentioned for fear of me being censored the third time on the show. Okay. I want to see them get that success, but I think the Chiefs managed to figure out a way to pull it out because of some of the things we mentioned earlier. So I do think I'll say it again. Kendrick's going to kill the halftime show. It's going to be amazing. Look forward to that. I also want to see. I'm going to say this. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm done.
Okay. No, that's fair. All right. Delilah, how about you?
I don't think it's going to be a shootout because the defense is good on both teams. I'm going to go Phillies 23 and Chiefs 21. Both tight-knit games. Go Saquon Barkley. You're our only hope.
Right. Yeah. Help me, Saquon Barkley. You're our only hope. Oh, I get that. I'm so torn because, like I said, it's hard to bet against the Chiefs. To me, it is. And I understand Eagles are riding high. Saquon's riding high. And again, I'm hoping that's what happens. History is undefeated. Well, Sean, you might be right. But I'm going to take the Chiefs anyways. So I'm going to go Kansas City. Yeah, I don't know about the shootout. I mean, it could get to that. If the running games are stopped, they're going to start throwing the ball. So you never know. But I'm going to keep it kind of mid-range. I'm going to say Chiefs 28-24 Eagles. So I'll go Chiefs 28-24 over the Eagles. So for our guest who are joining us. Let's get your predictions. So, Ben, we'll start with you, buddy. What do you got here for this Super Bowl on Sunday?
Wow. I think it's going to be a really good Super Bowl. Sean said in the comments, history is working against the Chiefs, and it could. But I'll throw a history thing at him real quick. The team that's in the Super Bowl that lost to a team quarterbacked by Kirk Cousins have lost the Super Bowl. So he's right about that. That's the history I'm going to go
That's
with
the history on the other side. Okay,
So,
very good.
With that being said, as much as I'd love to see like Barkley get a ring and Jalen Hurts get a ring, I'm going to go Chiefs 27-24, and then after that, Kelsey's going to propose to Taylor Swift and, make it, even
Make it official on the stage with the trophy and all that. Taylor comes up and he does the whole thing. Okay.
So,
hey,
I'm going Chiefs 27, Eagles 24. Should be a great game.
All right, sounds good. Andrew, how about you, buddy?
Oh God. Well, in Star Wars, they keep making trilogies because it ends up being the greatest thing to sell. And a three-peat obviously has been trademarked, so they can't really sell that. Roger Goodell can sit there knowing that he is the greatest GM of all time, or the greatest commissioner of all time of the NFL, knowing that he had the Brady era and the three-peat of the Kansas City Chiefs. Eagle fans, this is your fault. Smarten the F up. Seriously, smarten the F up, because now the sports gods are coming for you. All of us are rooting against you, and we all want to root against the Kansas City Chiefs as well. I'll never say go Eagles go, because all I want to see is you guys go home at the end of the day. I'm going 28-26 for the Chiefs, winning it on a field goal.
Oh, there we go. It is Sean. Yes, we
Butker be the hero.
Yeah, as much as I don't want it to be Butker, his wife is going to be very happy to cook that meal when he gets home.
Wow, there it is. Yeah. All right, Sean. We all know that Taylor's from Philly, but her boyfriend's on the Chiefs, so I doubt she's rooting for Philly in this particular game. But hey, you never know.
Maybe she probably is in her heart.
Right? Maybe she's wearing one of those half jerseys, like. No, what'll happen is whoever, depending on who wins, is what she'll come out as. Like she'll be like, "Oh yeah, my Eagles won. That's great." She'll pull it out. She'll have the Eagles jersey underneath or something. The Chiefs win. She'll just, yeah, exactly.
Now here's a question for you.
All right.
If the Eagles do pull it off, do we get to see a repeat of Kevin Hart being denied access to get up on stage with the team?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
Push his little butt down the stairs and be, "Where you at? Get out of here!" No,
get P. Diddy's lotion made out of here.
Wow. And again, hey, I think we've had a P. Diddy reference on most of the shows this year, so it just continues to trend. Multiple times we've had P. Diddy. Right. That's not the first time P. Diddy's been mentioned on our show. Let me tell you. Will, let's get to your prediction, sir. You are the last one here. On the old panel here. What do you say about Super Bowl 59 on Sunday?
Yeah, no, so I've heard some stuff that I agree a lot with. It's kind of funny because if you look at these two teams on paper, take away who they play for, it's the best team in the NFC, it's the best team in the AFC, and we should love this matchup. But we are so sick of Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, and nobody likes Eagles fans that, like Tina said, nobody wants to see this game end unless it's in a tie or it doesn't get played. Like nobody is looking forward to either of these teams winning. I'm looking forward to, I'm making Kansas City barbecue ribs and a Philly cheesesteak skillet. So I get into the food for the game. That's the most thing that I'm looking forward to on this. I think with this, it's the script.
Okay.
This in the 2024 election, what state was the battleground state for both presidential candidates? What city did they spend the most time in trying to win? And what city actually flipped around a little bit to let the guy who's in the White House, that old white man in the White House, to get it? And what would he like any more than to celebrate with Joe Biden's Eagles team and his White House? They've already taken out the end racism. The script is set for the Eagles to win the Super Bowl and celebrate at Donald Trump's White House.
Well, who is your wife going for, Will? Okay, there's Sean S.
She's going to bed. She couldn't care less.
And Sean's prediction, if you guys didn't see it earlier, is 37-24 Philly, because he feels that Tampa. How did Tampa How did Tampa stop the Chiefs? Great defense and an offense that wasn't afraid to push the ball. So Sean is going Philly 37-24. Well, all right. Well, listen, I want to thank you three so much, obviously, for coming on and joining us on here. Will, thank you. You can see Will, Washington Football Weekly on Wednesdays. So check him out. Ben Cornett, have at it. And Ben usually likes to have at it. Let me tell you, folks. No, I'm kidding. Whoa. But anyways, well, Ben lives in Las Vegas. Do I need to say anymore? Ben resides in Lost Wages. So there you go. But Ben, thank you. Yeah, check his YouTube channel out, Ben Cornett 9015. Catch him on his Facebook group, Ben Zone. Ben, thank you for coming on, sir. And of course, the creator of North Sports Dynasty. And again, if you ever need to handicap a bet, see this man. He's got it all. He's got it all there. Andrew Faubert. Andrew, thank you for coming on, sir. We really appreciate it. All three of you, thank you so much. Again, we're all looking forward to Sunday. We are all looking forward to seeing what happens. And I guess, we'll all be happy when it's all over just the same, probably, because of all the stuff that's gone into this. So
bring on the off season.
Yeah, bring on the off season, my friends. That's good. So we're going to take one more quick break. We're going to let our gentlemen who have joined us depart, and we'll finish up with the Four Stooges here. No, I'm kidding. But thank you guys all.
Thank you all. Exactly. This was worth staying up past my bedtime for. Appreciate it.
We're glad that you did, sir. And as I'm sitting here searching for something to play in this break, we'll go with this. All right, you guys, thank you for coming on. We'll be back in just a little bit. In the coordinator position, coaching position.
I would go to Springfield, Illinois, and I would look for a shoe salesman by the name of Al Bundy.
There it is.
And he played for Polk High School, and he threw 4 touchdowns in that one game.
Scored 4 touchdowns, right?
He scored 4 touchdowns in that one game. He's absolutely amazing. He's a dynamic offensive powerhouse. I think one play he actually threw the ball to himself, 20 yards downfield, ran under it, caught it. So, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. We needed to take that quick break. Again, welcome back to Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. And, of course, again, we want to thank all of our guys for coming on and joining us. And thank you for Sean in the comments as well. And we saw a few other people in there. I think Scott Thaler joined in at the end. Thank you guys all for tuning in. And thank you for joining us on this Tuesday. So, as always, we generally end the show with one last thought. So we are going to do that again today. And so our one last thought for this week, in keeping with the Super Bowl theme, is what is your favorite Super Bowl memory? So, Handy, we'll start with you, sir. Do you have a favorite Super Bowl memory?
Steelers Cardinals.
Oh, okay. That was what, in the 30s? I'm trying to remember the exact when Steelers Cardinals. It was somewhere in the 30s, I believe, correct? Sean would know. Sean's the Super Bowl expert.
Was it the Cardinals? Didn't the Cardinals?
Your Seahawks Steelers, you mean? Sorry.
Which game was that where James Harrison got and rumble, stumble, bumble down the field for 99-yard fumble recovery or something like that? Was that not am I crazy?
Yes, but not for this necessarily. I'll be honest. I don't remember exactly, so I don't want to keep commenting and giving the wrong information.
I will say in my defense that I did a lot. I was probably at the worst part of my drinking at that point. And I remember that particular game I went to. There is a Steelers bar in the D.C. suburbs, which also happened to be one of the karaoke venues that I worked. Okay. And it was an amazing. Thank you, Sean. See, I knew it wasn't crazy. I knew it wasn't crazy. It was the back and forth the entire game. That was the game when I found out the Pittsburgh Steelers had a fight song.
Oh, okay.
Who knew? Because the guy kept playing it every time the Steelers scored a touchdown. But that was just that was one of those games that just came down to the wire. Absolutely insane Super Bowl.
Right.
One of the absolute best I sat down and watched. Okay. And that's what people tune in to see. You tuned in to see the two best teams in the league beat the crap out of each other for 4 quarters. And I mean, what could be more Super Bowl than a game-winning play as time is set to expire? That's it. Yeah.
That is a good one, right? That's a good. I mean, it's good that you remember that because again, I vaguely memory on that game. I mean, I'm sure I watched it because I pretty much watch every Super Bowl, but 2010 was 15 years ago now, and yeah, I have trouble remembering what I had for breakfast last week. But Tito, we'll go to you next. Do you have a favorite Super Bowl memory?
50.
Manning's
Superman
last
came in, thought he was going to run all over our team, and Ware and Vaughn and our defense made him eat his lunch. So no one
that is very
else
true.
played that game because it was a blowout fairly quickly.
Yeah.
But as a Denver Bronco fan, after the debacle we had with Seattle a few years before that, it was a game.
No, that's a good one. That's a good one to have, right? For you, that's probably a very, very good one.
The best thing was Von Miller coming in and doing his flying in, and then he's like, boom.
Right. No, yeah. No, that's a memorable one. That's for sure.
For Cam.
Yeah, for Cam. How about you, Delilah? Favorite Super Bowl memory?
I don't know if I have one because when the Bears actually won the Super Bowl, I was like 3 or 2.5.
Yeah.
I guess. And then when we went back, we lost. So that was depressing. And so I've just been kind of just following the teams that kind of make it. And,
Sure.
And so I guess the one that was fun to me was the, was it the first or second Super Bowl where Eli Manning beats the Patriots and Tom Brady's wife at the time was like they kept dropping the balls. What Super Bowl was that? 'Cause that was funny. I found her hilarious.
Oh, you mean like
what Super was that? The first or second time he beat? But remember, it was like they kept dropping the balls, like when they.
Oh, what the what? Yeah, when she was complaining about
just so went on a rant after the game.
Yes, it was to me that was so funny. What Super Bowl was that? Where she was like,
I'm not sure if that was the first or second one, but I do remember her ranting about the fact that they couldn't catch the ball.
Yeah,
right?
They kept dropping them.
Yeah, kept dropping the ball.
And her like Brazilian accent, I freaking loved it. And so that was like,
no, that's true. Yeah.
I don't
Super
remember.
Bowl 46 is the one you're referring to.
Thank you. Okay, that was hilarious to me. I was like,
that is pretty funny though. You have to admit that is.
And so that was funny to me, and I was like, that was fantastic. I love the little rant. So that was memorable to me.
No, that's fair because that is pretty funny actually.
A microphone in front of her.
After her husband lost, exactly. So it was so like authentic.
She was very upset that Tommy didn't bring one home that night. Right, exactly.
Even though she still had more money, so it wasn't like on the money side, but
not at all, right?
Still,
not
she was
at
under
all.
her hubby of the time, so that was great.
There you go. That's love, baby. That's love.
Okay, let's say the Eagles do win, right?
Okay.
I want people to go to Taylor Swift and ask her the same question.
Oh, there you go. Taylor, how do you feel right if the Eagles win? Taylor?
Her honest reaction.
That would be funny. That would be pretty funny. Actually, that's not bad, Delilah. We have to look out for that. If the Eagles win, does anybody interview Taylor and go, hey?
Comments to each other.
Right. It very well could be. That's true. It very well could be, depending on what happens. That is so true. Well, I mean, obviously, yeah, mine. Oh, Scott Thaler, favorite Super Bowl was that 35, 34? And he got so excited that he got confused which team was which. Oh, wow. Okay. There you go. Mine is obviously, yes, being a Bears fan. I had just turned 13 3 weeks before the Super Bowl in 1986, so I was very happy to watch this. I was a young man who was a very big sports fan, and it just seeing the whole thing. I mean, obviously, it started off 3-0. New England actually scored first. Some people don't remember that. They kicked the field goal first. They scored first, and I was like, oh, crap. But after that, it pretty much was over. Like, the Bears just literally after that field goal just totally trounced on New England for the next, 50 minutes, whatever it was of game. Like, it was just, yeah, it was. But, highlights is, I mean, again, I know a lot of people talk about Walter Payton not getting a touchdown in that game.
That's a travesty.
And
yes.
Yeah, no, I mean, yes. It's one of those things where you really wish that somebody had really. Again, I get, you can buy my ticket going. I didn't realize that hadn't happened in some sense. But you have coaches on your team who are watching everything else, and you had to know that Walter did not get the ball when you were down by the goal line. I mean, you did the play with the fridge. McMahon scored one on a run. Like, yeah, I mean, again, that would have been that would have probably been the best memory if that had happened, but it didn't. And again, Walter, you could see, was visibly upset after the game when they interviewed him about that. But again,
I kept watching that game going, oh, they're going to give it to him this time. They got to give it to him this time. And
exactly.
They never did.
No, and that was, I said.
Everybody was saying that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody did. And for years, that's always been the thing about, as far as. But, I mean, yeah, Sean, they did try to run it with him. And everybody knew that Walter would get the ball. But I was just saying, there was a couple of times where even if you had to do the fake pass and everything, like, there should have been a way for you to get him to get into the end zone during that game. You scored 46 points. There was plenty of opportunity. And I get your point, though. But yeah, that's still a favorite memory for me to actually see the Bears.
Can I ask a question? Because again, I was too young for that. Was that the year where they actually wanted the Bears to play the Miami, right?
Yes. What happened was
right. Yeah, right.
Yes, because they beat us, and they beat us on Monday night at Week 13. They blew our perfect season, right? We won every other game but that one, and again here a wild card team. You talk about wild card teams.
Yeah.
New England won 3 games on the road, and that last one in Miami, where everybody went. I mean, they prevented Dan Marino from getting to a Super Bowl. Like, Dan never got there after that either. And it's like, you sit there and you go, why are we playing? We get New England? Like, come on. We want the Dolphins, baby. And we did not get them. So we trounced on New England instead. Fine. I mean, it is what it is. You can't go, but yeah. That was the year where we all wanted Miami. We wanted the revenge game. We wanted to whoop their butt because it was one of those things. Okay. But yeah, that's exactly what happened. You are correct. That was the year we wanted Miami and we didn't get them. So we beat up on who we got, which was fine. Because up until the Denver scoring 55, Denver getting 55 scored on them in that one Super Bowl, we had the highest margin of victory until that happened. So yeah. Anywho, but yeah, so obviously still a great moment for a little young boy like me being a Bears fan. Obviously 2007, my favorite highlight from that is obviously the kickoff return to start the game.
Oh, yeah.
Like Devin Hester, you're just like, yes, we're going to win. And then we didn't. So those things happen. That's how it goes. What can you do? Well, listen, guys, thank you so much again for tuning in. We know we're on a little bit later today, with our guests and everything. It's a little bit of a longer show. But again, it always seems like it goes by fast because we're just out here having a good time. We're laughing, we're joking, we're talking football. Always a great time. So again, thank you again, everybody, for watching. Everybody in the comments, we love you guys. Thank you so much. We do want to mention one thing. A member of our family, Mr. Kyle Yacy, became a father this past week. So we want to shout out Kyle. Congrats, my friend. As a matter of fact, Kyle said to me, I asked him to come on tonight. Not really thinking too much about the situation, and he goes, Nick, I would love to, but yeah, I'm a little sleep deprived this week. Babies, right. So being a new dad, we understand, Kyle. Get your rest, my friend. Again, congratulations on becoming a dad. All the best to you, the wife, and your new child. So again, thank you, Kyle. Congratulations, Kyle, for sure.
Get to sleep when you can, Kyle.
Exactly. Yeah, you have to sleep when the baby does. That's what I've been told. Everybody I know has had kids. You sleep when the baby does.
You know what's up. You've got children.
Right. Andy's got children. Right.
Yeah, that's many a sleepless night.
Exactly, many a sleepless night. So again,
I'm sorry. Miss Luna decided to join the fray. Yeah,
that's okay.
She
smelled. We made an appearance earlier. We saw Chewy in here. Luna. French fries. There you go. They see Luna knows where it's at. Daddy got food in the studio always.
Oh, that was great. All right, congrats,
was being a pain, huh?
And little family.
All right. Well, again, yes, absolutely. Get that rest, my friend. So again, next Sunday's the Super Bowl. We will be back next week to kind of finish the season and wrap all this up. But yes, thank you guys all again for watching. For Anthony Handy, Tina Winter, and Delilah Crespo, I am Nick Rosario. Everybody have a phenomenal week. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Eat plenty of food. And Tina, have fun in Spain, my dear. We will definitely be asking for those stories when you get back. So again, everybody have a great week. We'll see you next time. All right.